So we reached the point in the story in Acts where we're going to discover that the gospel will reach as far as what is modern day Turkey today. And that area was called Antioch at that time. And it was in Antioch that the followers of Jesus were actually called Christians for the first time. But what you need to know is that when it was used back then, it wasn't meant kindness of saying, oh, a Christ follower. It was kind of almost like a cuss word. And so this is where followers of Jesus get their name. So in the Bible, we're told in Acts 11, 19 through 30, that believers scattered after Stephen was persecuted, and they traveled all the way up to the area of Antioch through Lebanon and Syria, and they were sharing the gospel with the Jews. Well, another group of Christ followers from Cyprus and Cyrene, they traveled all the way to Antioch, but they were sharing the gospel with the Greeks. Well, when the Jerusalem church heard that when these people got to Antioch, there were large numbers of people coming to know Jesus and following him, they decided to send Barnabas to go check it out. When Barnabas arrived in Antioch, he was so blessed and so happy to see the kindness of God upon the people. And he encouraged them, please continue in following Jesus. And he began to teach. And he was a man that was so faithful and so full of the Spirit of God that even more numbers of people became followers of Jesus. So he went down to Tarsus and he got Saul and he brought him back. And then Saul and Barnabas taught for an entire year to the people at the church in Antioch. And again, large numbers of people became followers of Jesus. And at this time, there was a group of prophets that were traveling, and they came to the area. And the Spirit of God came upon one of them named Agabus. And Agabus said, there's going to be a great famine in the land. And when this happens, it's going to be all over the world. Well, it was at this time that the followers of Jesus were called Christians. Well, when the believers of Jesus heard about this famine, they were really concerned. And so they got together and they decided, let's just gather our things together. And they gave gifts to Paul and to Barnabas so that they could take those back to the church in Jerusalem. May God honor the telling of his word.